Welcome, folks, to not really a review because I haven't beaten the game, but more of my, well, thoughts on this. As you can tell from the title and my clickbaity thumbnail, I didn't like Elden Ring at first. Oh shit. I'm not very good at this game at all, and I was getting really frustrated with it. But let's hop into it, shall we? Before we do anything, before I say anything more. But anyways, when I first started playing this game, I didn't like it at all. I couldn't understand why people like such a freaking hard game that felt like it didn't have much story to it. It felt like I was getting nowhere with playing it. I just didn't understand it. It was just, you know, I played Souls games in the past and didn't like them. I should disclaim that. I should, you know, put that out there, that I didn't like the game that much. Anyways, you know, the original Dark Souls and stuff. What got me to wanting to play this game, though, was I saw people live streaming it, and a lot of my friends on Twitter were saying how good this game is, and how if you didn't like the other Dark Souls, this was a little easier. Not by much, but easier enough to get into. And this game was gifted to me, so, you know, I didn't really spend much money on it anyway. So, you know, even if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have to worry about having to spend a lot of money on it. At first, when I loaded it up, it was like, wow, this is amazing. The graphics are top notch. I mean, I've never seen a prettier game than this so far. I'm playing on the Xbox Series X, by the way. But after a while, I was just dying all the time. I could not figure out what I was doing. The combat, and a lot of the fanboys are going to get upset with me, but it felt really clunky. It was not very, I don't want to say intuitive, but it wasn't very, timing with this game is everything. And I'm so used to playing action games where you can just, that's not what I wanted to do, but where you could just lift your shield up all the time and block, 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 block. In this game, you do that, you're gonna die. You can't just block, 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 block. And, alright, you can't just block because it has stamina. And if your stamina goes down too much, you, well, get hit. It's the green bar on the top of there. If you don't have enough stamina to block, or if they hit you so hard that you, your stamina is drained all the way down, you're going to be opened up to get hit. And that's what I didn't understand. That's why I didn't like it. I was actually ready to give up and just not play this game. But after a while, I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know, I'm going to give it a fair chance. I'm going to see if it gets better and figure out how to get better. So what I did was actually looking up videos on how basically to get good, as people would say. And the way you can get good in this game is freaking level up. And you have to do that with Souls. See, I didn't know that. I thought this was like a traditional roleplay game where you just hit people and you get enough experience and you level up. That's why I was getting one-shotted by everything. And I wasn't even leveling up my weapons. So for those who are new to this type of game, you can level up by going to the these grace areas, level up, and then you need to get souls. I don't know if my stats are good, by the way, for those who played games like this before. Maybe it's bad, but you get enough souls. If you can see up to the top left over there, it says runes held, and you just start leveling up your stuff, and you also level up your weapons. As I started doing that and started getting badass armor, I started beating bosses. there's mini dungeons everywhere and stuff like that, and I started actually winning. I haven't beat the first story boss yet. I've been so busy with this massive world that I haven't gone to him yet. I have tried him a few times and he wrecked me. I wasn't ready for him, I don't think. I think I'm ready for him now, because I've gone to a couple of these places here and beat the bosses there and got some cool weapons. I don't have footage of a boss, unfortunately, but you start to get the hang of it after a while. You got to get out of the mindset, I think, of how other action-oriented games are, where you can just block, dodge, and not get hit. You need to be really methodical with your combat, I find. And it's really hard. Watch, I'll show you. I might lose, but we'll see. See how you have to get out of the range and time your attacks. And then when you get a critical, you can critical hit them like that. So the combat is not that bad. It's not as clunky as I thought once I started understanding the concept of what to do. And then I started to find myself playing more and more and more. And I started actually cheering when I beat the bosses. I'd lose a couple times and I'd be like, no, I know I can beat him. I know I can beat him. I know I can beat him. And then bam, I take them down. And oh shoot, my phone. And then it starts to click. And I think that's for a lot of people who've never played games like this. That's the hard part, is getting out of the mindset. Whoa. And see that? That's another thing too. No matter how tough you are or how much you level up, if they get good hits on you and they stun lock you, you're screwed. It's all about timing. It's all about making sure that you're out of the enemy's reach, making sure that you don't get locked up or ganged up too. Another thing about this is you can get ganged up quite easily, even by lower mobs, and not be able to do anything about it. And that's where the frustration comes from. And like I said, it started to click, and I started to actually enjoy it. Because at first, I thought this game was stupid, to be blunt. I thought it was not good. I didn't think it was made very good. I thought it looked pretty, but I thought it was clunky as hell and just too hard to be hard, if that makes sense. Like, they made it stupidly hard just to be very hard and be like, look at us, we're a hard game, you know what I mean? But when it starts to click in and you start to actually start planning your attacks, you start looking for patterns, you start making sure. See, look at, he spotted me, so I'm not gonna go one. I'm trying to sneak up behind him. And see, you just gotta be planning. It's an unforgiving game, I'm not gonna lie. It's very unforgiving. But if you're thinking about trying it, I would say go at it slow. This is not a fast-paced game where you gotta go, you know, do all these fancy moves and just start wrecking people, because you're gonna die that way. You're gonna get frustrated that way. If you go into it like just another action game, like Bayonetta, for example, like, you know, flashy moves like that, or even Skyrim, like you could just like spam attacks, you're gonna have a tough time with this game, and you're not gonna enjoy it. But if you take a step back, you avoid some of the bosses, which is what I really enjoy about this game, is that the boss is too tough, you can come back later. But the biggest thing I can tell you that might turn people off is grinding. That's what I'm doing here, is I'm grinding these guys to get those ruins in the bottom quarter right there, so I can level up my character. But if you don't take the time to learn the combat and learn people's enemies' tactics, it's gonna be too tough of a game for you, and you're gonna get frustrated, and you're gonna dislike it. So, like I said, this isn't really a review, but I'll go over a few things about the game anyways, because I'm not that far into the game. Story-wise, I don't really understand the story too much. I just know that we gotta look for an Elden ring and stuff like that. We're like some type of tarnished person. Combat, though, like I said, if you're not used to it, you're gonna think it's clunky. But it really isn't clunky if you think about it. It's just really methodical and really planning. Oops. Look, there's a boss there that I could go fight, but he would wreck me in like one hit. The world, beautiful, as you can see. Let me teleport out of here for now. I'll come back later. Oh yeah, I had died to a boss over there. There's like no way I'm gonna get that. He's like too powerful. Like, yeah, he's huge. Let me show you this area. It's very beautiful. The sounds, the audio is really top notch as well. The audio is beautiful. The audio sounds great. The music, however, is a bit repetitive. I wish it wasn't as repetitive as it is. So you can use these to strengthen your weapons and armor. So I just strengthened that. So now my shield is a lot stronger. I wish there was more variety to the music, but that's okay. As far as the open world, I don't want to say that it's empty, but it's not as interactive as other games. Like, even in Assassin's Creed, you could like climb things. Here, you can't. I feel that this game would be a top-notch if it had more Breath of the Wild type of stuff. Being able to climb, trees, being able to climb the rocks, being able to scale things. Because, look at it. You can't do that. It's not... I don't like that. After playing some other games where they have climbing mechanics, I feel that climbing mechanics should be a must in open world games. In all of them. They should have that. There is crafting, but it's very limited from what I've seen. It might open up more as you get further down into the game. But overall, the world is not as full as other games. And by full, I mean there's not that much interactive that you can do as you can with other games, which is unfortunate. But it doesn't detract of how good of a game this is. Even if you don't like Souls games, I would highly recommend that you check it out and give it a shot, because it's I don't think it's a 10 like everyone gives it. I think it's more like a 9, maybe a high-end 8 at lowest. But I could see why people like this game, because it's not bad at all. It's fun, it's enjoyable, it's beautiful, it's challenging if you want to challenge. But if you do not like Soul games at all, or you feel this is not for you at all, there's another game that's really good, that's on all platforms that you can play, and that's Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma is maybe as close to like a Souls type game that's not hard that you can get, and it's on all platforms. You can get it for PlayStation 4, you can get it for 5, you can get it for the Switch even, and in the Switch version it runs pretty good. There's online on this, as you can see. You can leave messages and stuff to people. You can also get invaded and PvP people. I haven't had that happen yet, thankfully, but I do know it'll probably happen eventually. You can also do co-op in this game, which is fantastic. I haven't tried that yet, but I really want to. Overall, this game is living up to the hype if you can learn from your mistakes and if you can toss out everything you think of from past games. Anyways, this has been Roggy Froggy with my views on Elden Ring. Please subscribe, hit the bell thing so it rings, and give the game a try. This is sort of my review, like I said. Not really, because I haven't beaten it, but sort of. Anyways, I'll be later.